Marcus Webb's finger hovered over the send button for exactly 3 seconds. Then he clicked it and destroyed his entire career with one email. His 6-year-old daughter was burning with fever in the next room. His phone showed 127 missed calls from his CEO. And he had just told the most powerful woman in Chicago to find someone else to be her machine. He thought that was the end of everything. 3 hours later, a wheelchair rolled up to his front door through 2 feet of snow, and nothing in Marcus Webb's life would ever be the same again. Comment below the city you're watching from so I can see how far this story travels. And if you want to see what happens when that CEO shows up, subscribe now and stay until the end. The email had been sitting in Marcus Webb's drafts folder for 11 months. He had written it at 2 a.m. on a Tuesday after missing Lily's kindergarten graduation because a server crashed in Singapore. He had rewritten it at midnight on a Saturday after she asked why other kids' daddies came to soccer games. He had almost sent it a dozen times after every missed bedtime story, every cold dinner eaten alone, every promise broken because Sentinel Financial Systems needed him more than his daughter did. But he never clicked send until tonight. Marcus stared at the screen, his breath forming small clouds in the freezing air of his apartment. The heating had died again 3 hours ago. He couldn't afford to fix it. He couldn't afford a lot of things, not on a salary that looked impressive on paper, but disappeared into medical bills, daycare fees, and the endless small emergencies of raising a child alone. His coffee had gone cold. He hadn't noticed. On the screen, notification after notification piled up like a digital avalanche. Red alerts, system warnings, emails from Eleanor Chen, CEO of Sentinel Financial Systems. Each subject line more aggressive than the last. Critical production server down. Where are you? Final warning. Board meeting in 4 hours. Fix this now. Marcus knew exactly what was wrong with the system. He had built it from the ground up 4 years ago. Back when his wife Rachel was still alive, back when he still believed he could have it all, the career, the family, the life they had planned together. Back before the drunk driver ran a red light and took everything from him in the space of a heartbeat. Now he was 34 years old, alone, exhausted, and the only person in the world who could fix Sentinel's authentication system in under 2 hours. The company processed financial transactions for 67 major institutions. Every second the system stayed offline cost them thousands. Every minute brought them closer to breach of contract penalties that could sink the company. And Marcus didn't care. From the bedroom down the hall came a sound that made his stomach clench, a wet hacking cough that seemed to tear through his daughter's small body. He had given Lily the last dose of children's ibuprofen at midnight. Her fever had been 103.8. Now it was almost 4 o'clock a.m. and he had no idea if it had gotten better or worse. His phone buzzed on the table. Another call from Eleanor's direct line, the 9th one tonight. He let it ring. Marcus pushed back from his desk and walked down the dark hallway to Lily's room. The door was half open, her nightlight casting long shadows across walls covered with drawings she had made at school. Stick figure families with a daddy, a little girl, and a mommy who lived in the clouds now. She had kicked off her blankets again. Her small body was curled into a tight ball, shivering. Despite the fever burning through her. Her lips looked pale. Too pale. Marcus crossed the room in 2 steps and pressed his palm to her forehead. Still burning. Maybe worse than before. Daddy. Her eyes fluttered open, glassy and unfocused. I'm here, baby. He pulled the blankets back up around her, tucking them tight. I'm right here. Is it morning? Almost. She was quiet for a moment, her small hand finding his in the darkness. Then she asked the question. She asked every night the question that had been slowly killing him for 4 years. Do you have to go to work? From the living room came the harsh buzz of his laptop. Another emergency alert. Another crisis that only he could solve, another demand for his time and attention and expertise. Marcus looked down at his daughter's face. 6 years old. The spitting image of her mother, the same brown eyes, the same stubborn chin, the same way her nose crinkled when she was trying not to cry. Sick, scared, and asking him the same question she had asked 1,000 times. Before. No, he whispered. I don't. He carried her to the couch because her room was too cold. Wrapped her in every blanket they owned and sat with her head against his shoulder while her fever-hot forehead pressed into the hollow of his neck. His laptop glowed in front of him. He had silenced his phone, but he could see the notifications piling up on the screen. 23 missed calls, 14 voicemails, 37 unread emails. The system was still down. The board meeting was in 4 hours. And Marcus Webb, senior software architect, and the man who had sacrificed everything for Sentinel Financial Systems, was about to commit career suicide. He opened a new email, typed 3 words into the subject line, letter of resignation. His fingers hovered over the keyboard. He had imagined this moment 1,000 times, drafting a professional 2-week notice full of corporate pleasantries and gratitude for opportunities received. Sitting down with Eleanor Chen in her glass-walled office, shaking hands. Maintaining his dignity, leaving on good terms. But that was before Lily's fever spiked to 104. Before he realized he had missed her school play last week because of a critical update that turned out to be a minor bug, before he found himself trying to explain to a 6-year-old why daddy couldn't read bedtime stories anymore because emergencies never sleep. Marcus began to type. Eleanor, effective immediately. I resign from Sentinel Financial Systems. I will not be providing 2 weeks' notice. I will not be fixing tonight's server failure. I will not be answering any further calls or emails. For 4 years, I have given this company everything. Every late night, every weekend, every moment I should have spent with my daughter. And for what? So you could threaten me when I dare to prioritize her health over your board meeting. My daughter is sick. She's 6 years old and she's burning up with fever while you send me emails demanding I fix your servers. I'm done. Find someone else to.